Welcome, everyone, to UX Podcast. My name is Marley Tucker. I'm the Director of Development here at United Way Emerald Coast, also the staff lead on Women United. And our guest today, Miss Nicole Lockwood, is our 2023-2024 Vice Chair for Women United. So say hi.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. Of course. Our topic today is Women United. So just a little bit about what Women United is. Women United is United Way Emerald Coast female philanthropy group focused on the mental health of women and girls here in Okaloosa and Walton counties. But as a vice chair, a volunteer, a donor, a contributor to Women United, I really love the way you talk about it, Nicole. So go ahead and share with the viewers or the audience.
Yeah. I see it as a movement. You know, I think it's just something empowering when there are women in a room together that are really ready to roll up their sleeves to do whatever it takes to support the mission. So, you know, I think this, for the past 2 years, the mental health focus has really been something personal to me because it's something that I do on a daily basis as a school counselor. So I just think that, this year is going to be the year where we're going to maximize what we've been doing and make it bigger and better.
Manifest it. Speak it out into the universe. Keep going. Yeah.
But, it's real and it happens and it's something that it helps to understand.
Yeah, definitely. So you got involved really at the beginning of Women United. Yeah. We relaunched Women United here locally. United Way Emerald Coast focused on Okaloosa and Walton counties in March of 2022. Yeah. And when we relaunched Women United, we knew one thing. We were women and we wanted to help women, right? Yeah. We used this kind of catchphrase that we're women empowering women and girls. Yeah. And so that was our goal, but we didn't know how we wanted to do it. We had to adopt a focus area because this initiative is not only about engaging current donors and getting them a way to get involved in another way to really lean in to United Way Emerald Coast mission, but it's also about bringing women together and having that community and that focus on making a difference, right? So we decided to look at different focus areas. We had a focus group of stakeholders in the community. We said, what is the biggest challenges for women and for girls here locally, and how can we address them? And ultimately, we came down to two, education and mental health. And so at that first Brunch and Bubbly fundraiser in March of 2022, we voted on that. And tell us about that, Nicole. Tell us about the event. Tell us about the vote. What did you think?
Yeah, the event was perfect. I mean, the weather was amazing that day at the water view. Again, so many professional women that were there dressed up, looking fancy. But at that moment when it was on the screen for everyone to vote, obviously I voted for mental health and
Team mental health.
Yes. So once the results were, given, I was already in my phone making notes for what I felt like would be impactful for the years to come. So it was a really, really cool day.
Yeah, I know for me, it was a really, really cool day too, because I have a personal passion around mental health, had some of those own struggles myself, seen it in my family members, but also seen the lack of confidence in people to be able to talk about it, right? There's a big stigma, there's a big stereotype. And so honestly, when we chose mental health, I was a little scared. As the staff lead, I'm expected to help these volunteers, steer them in the right direction, and really provide that strategic direction in where we're going. And so when people came to me after that event and said, hey, what are we going to do? My answer was, I don't know. We'll see though. And it's going to be great, right? It's going to be great. So we did a lot of education of our committee members. We did a lot of education in the community. We did a series called Courageous Conversations, really focused on that education. And those went a lot better than we expected. A lot better. And so now we've been in mental health and doing the thing for about a year of programs and initiatives.
Absolutely.
And so tell us about those, Nicole. Tell us about those initiatives.
So we have two. We have the Empower, which is workshops that we do along Okaloosa and Walton County. And we also have Crisis Kits. So I would say equally, they've both been really special and dear to my heart. The Empower, we've had two so far. And my favorite part was just watching the girls come in and there would be no conversations. And you can see that they were shy. A few of them wanted their moms to stay with them. And then once it ended, just seeing them exchanging information of each other's Snapchats and getting phone numbers and talking. So that just alone did what it was supposed to do, because they walked out a little bit better than when they came in. I led one of the workshop activities, and it was what's on your plate. So I gave everyone a plate, and they essentially had to write down everything that was on their plate. And of course, when you're dealing with middle school and high school girls, like, no one wants to share. So I shared mine, and then they all opened up, and what they saw was they were all struggling with almost the same things. And so that essentially, broke the ice for everyone to realize that they were not sitting there alone in their own troubles and sorrows. So that was pretty cool. And then the crisis kits, I actually hosted the social where everyone came over, and we built the kits that essentially went to guidance counselors along Okaloosa and Walton County. We used their input to be able to build and fill it with things that they would utilize on a daily basis. And so that alone is pretty empowering to know that we are spread across those counties and they're utilizing those kits on a daily basis.
Yeah, definitely. We talked briefly about, like I said, just kind of figuring out where we were going with mental health, what we were going to do next, what our programs and initiatives were going to be, and how that was kind of scary at first. But that's one of my favorite things about United Way, right? Is that we're connected with so many local nonprofits here, so many community partners here. And so that partnership with the school district was just like organic.
It was perfect.
We're already giving them school supplies. We're already making sure that their students are coming home with a full belly at night, right? So why aren't we protecting their mental health? Like, let's do that too. And so that's how that kind of came into existence. But I mean, it helps that you're a school counselor, right? And that's part of why you fell in love with Women United and what we're doing here. So share a little bit more about like your personal passions and where that came from.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, on a daily basis, students that come in, whether they're struggling with anxiety or a breakup or just issues with their parents. And so, I think, remember when you sent the list and I was like, not these, not that, just because, again, when you have a mixture of people that want to help, leaning on the people that are professional that know that's going to work. So, looking at the list and really figuring out what I would use on my day-to-day was really helpful. And again, because I know that I have those resources in my office, being able to give them out and know that they're being actively used, it definitely fills my bucket on a daily basis.
I'm sure all the listeners are very apparent at this point why we chose Nicole as our vice chair this year. She's super passionate about the work that we're doing. She has experience in that area as well, not only professionally, but also just as a mom, right? As a friend, as a woman here. So talk a little bit about those alignments with what Women United is doing as well.
Yeah, when I founded Women United, at the time I had taken a 6-year break to have my last 3 children and wanted to get back in the saddle. And at the time, my old CEO really empowered me to be able to juggle that stay-at-home mom hat, the professional hat, the multiple, I have multiple, I have 4 kids. So just being able to juggle that. And she's also a Women United member. And that really helped me, to jump right in and to be around professional women that are working, Monday through Friday and still being a mom and still being able to serve in their community. So that's kind of, my bridge that got me here. And again, present day, there's not anything that I haven't presented to you that you've been like, let's go. I kind of have like a YOLO mentality. And,
and I love that about you. Love it so much.
When things just pop into my head, I figure out a way to be able to make it happen. And so thankful to you that you always are open to all of my extravagant ideas.
Yeah, definitely. We have some great leadership this year for Women United. We've had really great leadership since we started.
I think so.
We had Carol Rogers from Community Bank come in, who has since left the area, which is a sad case.
Her.
Carol, if you're watching, we miss you. And then we had Miss Lori Marco, and she's over at Blue Ocean Custom Signs, and she was really, really great for me as someone who is a to-do list person and checks things off. She would always stop me and be like, remember, we're also here to make friends.
Very true.
And I was like, it's true. And I love
Yes.
you guys. I just want to get everything done, right?
Yes,
I want to
yeah.
make an impact. I want to make a difference.
Yes.
But she was really, really great. And then this year, our chair is Jessica Levens
Yes.
with the city of Crestview. And Nicole as vice chair, really rocking it.
Thank you.
And so we've been blessed with the volunteers who've
Absolutely.
been involved, with the members who've really decided that this is something that they want to get behind and get the difference going and
I
making
agree.
making it happen here in Okaloosa and Walton counties. So our efforts are only possible because of the generosity of our donors, of our supporters, of our sponsors. And so our biggest fundraiser is coming up on March 9th.
Yes.
Save the date
Yes.
at the venue by Beach Weekend. It's called Brunch and Bubbly, as we alluded to earlier, and it's presented by Florida Power and Light. And
Yes.
we're super thankful for them for that generous investment in our work. So if you haven't already saved the date, please make sure that you have that saved
Yes.
and you put it on your calendar right now, so that you can join us and see Nicole and
Yes.
maybe be her plus one.
Maybe. I'd love to
But
have
Nicole,
you.
give us the vibe.
Yeah.
Tell us what we should expect at Brunch and Bubbly 2024.
Absolutely. If you're a Swiftie, then you need to be here because it's going to have a little bit of a disco, floral, pink. It's going to be great. I'm so excited. We had our call with our decorators, and so they were right on board with it. But not only of the event and what it is, but just, again, if you are in a season of life where you are looking for friends, if you are looking
Yeah.
for a way to give in, this is the time to be there because everyone's going to be in the same place at the same time. If you're not a member, you can join at that time. There will be areas where you can get information, but the whole event just pretty much is a recap of everything that we've done, the impact, the stories, and you can join then and lead with us in 2024-25.
Definitely. And even if you're not a Swiftie, you should still come.
Yes, yes, he has.
But I think you described it perfectly. We are super thankful for Carrie with Forget Me Not Florals,
Yes.
who does such an amazing job.
She was amazing.
I mean, the pictures are like
I was
amazing.
going to ask her to
Perfect.
hire me because I
Love
just,
it.
yeah.
Love it so much. I mean, the vibe of this venue, disco balls, like you said,
Yeah.
right? All things pink, like everything pink.
Everything.
And I'm not really even like a pink girl, but like when it comes to Women United, I'm like, give me all the pink.
Yes.
I want all of it. I want all the glitter.
Yeah.
I want all the pink. I want
Yeah.
everything. So yeah, it's going to be really, really fun. You should definitely come get some good food.
Yes.
Enjoy a little bit too much bubbly, maybe. Up to you. Last year, we ran out of champagne.
We did.
That was a surprise. That's a first for United Way. Never ran out of champagne at an event before.
We won't. I don't think it'll ever happen again, though.
It will not happen again. We will come prepared this time. So
Yes.
if you're interested in that, we will have that as
Yeah.
well. But like Nicole said, you can become a member at the Brunch and
Yes.
Bubbly. You can become a member anytime between now and then. And what it means to be a member is basically you giving your stamp of approval, you leaning in a little bit further into the activities that we're doing, and really being a part of the difference that we're making when it comes to mental health of women and girls here in Okaloosa and Walton counties. So you may already qualify as a Women United member. If you're already giving $500 a year unrestricted funding to United Way Emerald Coast and you identify as a female, congrats, you are a Women United
Yeah.
member. You may not know that. So we'd love to have you, but if you are considering it, like I said, please come to Brunch and Bubbly and learn more.
Yeah.
But anything else that we should
think-
say, Nicole, or
I
did
mean-
we nail it?
We'll see them on March the 9th.
Yeah, we'll see you on March
Yeah.
9th. I think we nailed it.
Yeah,
I
nailed
think
it.
we nailed it.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, guys.
thank you.
And peace. We're
Yeah.
done. That's it.